Hello, this is FG back with EU4 Anbennar. This is part 2 of the Corvuria campaign, or not Corvuria, but Ravenmarch campaign. Last episode we got pretty lucky. We managed to PU Corvuria in a war, and then just got Asciende free, so that's like another 50 development that we got for basically nothing. And in this episode we're going to start moving down the mission tree a little bit more. Which we will, I guess we can go ahead and start now. I guess I'll dissolve this alliance. Oh, I guess I'll leave it up to them to break it if they want. Eventually, we are going to get claims on the whole of South Castanor, I believe. But for right now, we're just going to take a few provinces. So, we are going to call in Covenblade and Rogeria to help us out. Also, after this war, we're going to go to war with Flying Head and full annex them. I'm going to go deal with that. What do they do? Okay. We gotta go kill the vampires. For obvious reasons. Okay. And we're good. Kill Luciande. Guess we can take that, maybe. That'll give us an extra 6 aggressive expansion. That'll give us 3. That'll give us 1. I'm gonna take that. Okay, this is the Castellos is dead. Yep. Corrinite Proclamation. From Asciende, or from Rosand, I'll take that. Take that. Now we're going to flip over to Corrinite. need that extra missionary to just convert as much as possible. Great power rank are we? We're number 4 in great power rank, which is pretty good. We'll take that. We are also going to take these privileges. Converting at a pretty rapid pace, which is good. Yeah, we accept Common Goblin. Okay. Love thy neighbor. Raela, patron goddess of love, teaches us the value of respecting your neighbor, even strangers. All beings are born into a world in which they know no one, and as they grow, they meet many friends and family. But out there in the world, there are those who might accept you into their hearts. Is it proper to turn them away with scorn? Throughout Ascon, we have encountered orcs and goblins who hordes raised our land, but their evil leadership slain. What is left are people, not so much different than us. While we do not have to love and marry them, let us at least embrace the fact that they are people as well. So you get tolerance for half-orcs and goblins, which is good. I'm glad it doesn't make you tolerate orcs. Put down rebels here as well. Improve the capital, we can use manpower. Modern theocracy. We're gonna conquer a lot, so I'll take admin. I'm actually gonna switch this off for right now. It doesn't make a huge difference, it is only 1 month. Serpenspine network. We're gonna also fabricate claims on some extra provinces. Guess Duran had to migrate. Yep, they migrated. Who else has a disputed succession that we might be able to get into? Duran we probably could get, but I don't think there's any point. Unity, force religious unity. Can I fabricate a claim on this? Yes, I can. Times of need. Wait. I guess his spouse is Sylvillain or Sylvivan. Didn't give us anything. How predictable. What else do we want? Guess we'll take extra fort defense. attack. This is a Woods province, +1. Yeah. And then stack wipe these boys. Yep, need that. Gun Knights. And then Colverans. And from them we want to take all of that. Right? No, we want to take that too. Where else is Goblin Shamanism? Yeah, pro tip, you can use the Enforce Religious Unity edict, not addict, to convert places. Severed ear. Let me actually tell these guys to siege. Goddamn vampires. And we want more reps. This will help us pay that one, that one, that one. And for these guys, we want to take all that money plus more reps. And I'm gonna send my armies down there to go handle the fucking vampires, because for some reason that's the thing we have to do. I want to kill the vampires. Is that too much to ask? 11th Pantheonic Council. Followers of Balgar tend towards magnificent tombs. Adherents of Munits are given to the waves. Those of the Dame are buried by the light of the moon. But what kind of funeral do you give a god? That is one of many questions the 11th Pantheonic Council of the Regent Court has set out the answer. Every high priest of every temple is taken in the mural of Castellar, in a magical rendition, or having gone to Aelantir to see it in person. They have seen one or two even touched his shattered scepter. And they that have borne witness, as most Canor has, come to believe in his death. Not even a whisper from the gods to contest it. The gathered representative of each god had expected discord over the claim of Castello's death, unprecedented in the history of the court, but there was little. Even Castello's unrepresentative, an aged Castellarian refugee, was more relieved to finally have an answer to the question that twisted his souls for decades: why the Silver Dragon did not come again. Instead, most of the debate had been around what happens next. Traditional Canorian succession law would have his son, Aedean, take the throne. But that was rooted in the traditions of Castello's favorite country, Castinor. With him gone, with that old empire gone, Does it really still apply in the Court of the Gods? Adherents of Corrin, led by Dominic of Gallows Peak, now wizened with more than 9 decades of age, but still a member of the Circle, a recorder of her teachings, a speaker of her truths, argue otherwise. Instead, they claim succession would most obviously be a contest based on merit, one at which surely the heroine of the Green Tide excels. Moreover, she inherited the legacy of Agrados, Castello's brother, and thus has a dynastic claim as well. The priests of Adian's mother, Esmaril, and her sister, Rayala, are quick to back the god of chivalry and righteousness. Many others, especially the priests of Nathaline and Fala, are not so sure. A debate has raged for weeks, and may rage for weeks more, but one thing at least, there is agreement. Castellos is indeed dead. All Canor and all Helland shall mourn him, and the world will never be the same. I guess we'll just take that. Alrighty. The loan's all paid off. Okay. Repurchase. Nice. Nope, didn't mean to do that. What did I mean to do? Gosh, Asciende is such a powder keg. Seems to kind of explode all the time with the vampires. Okay, what else do we need? Broken Blade, Silver Shores. What about Cursed Howl? Ooh, gold. That's good. I guess we'll go ahead and build Spy Network. They have an heir, they have an heir. Gross, it's a half-orc. That sucks. Okay. That's claim, that's claim. Do I not have claims here? Guess I wasn't making claims there. Okay, we're gonna go with maintain the balance of power. What's our combat width looking like? Go with 27. I'll build like 5 cav. Take another cannon. No, I don't want to vassalize them. I want to do that. I'll do that. Okay. And now we're going to declare war on them. Let's take Dragonfell. We'll just take the straight money. And actually, we'll take that back and build a weapons manufactory. Half-orc. Yeah. $200 more reps. Okay, I'll cut that down then. And as for this, I'm getting money from them. Instant stack wipe. actually going to send these boys down this way to deal with the Great Duke and rebels. Okay. Yeah, they might be our Corrinite cousins, but we sort of believe a Corrinitism in one state type system. That's sort of what we think is the best. Newborn daughter. I mean, it's better than losing nation. We're actually going to go ahead and Corrinite's spreading well. From Anbennar land, we're going to take that. We're going to take reps. And from Esthil, we're going to take everything in South Castanor and 300 ducats. Okay, we have the Broken Blade. Following the Godseeker from our capital, the ruins of Blade's Keep can be seen on the horizon, beautiful even in its ruin. Our best soldiers may wield hammers instead of swords, but the hammer itself is the tool we will use to rebuild their heritage. The knights may be gone, but where the blade broke, the hammer will rise. At last, we have reached one of our natural borders. The Silvermere will protect our northern flank. Through its clear waters, we may now contact the adventurer nations of Inner Castanor. Perhaps one day we may go farther north. For now, our march is whole. Okay. We'll do that. And we want to start improving relations with anyone who might join a coalition against us. These guys should get converted by the Center of Reformations. Okay. Okay, I think we're probably good to just start building, like, trade. We can build a manufactory as well. Mission fulfilled. It is our duty to defeat the evil of the Green Tide, but back at home, our countrymen suffer at the whims of their abusive overlords, just as our people once did. Our contacts in Kinnermarion are ready to send us willing men and women, if we can rescue them from those tyrants. Let us give our veterans one last task, to protect them on their way so they can all settle Ravenmarch together. Another year passes since Ravenbanner became the Ravenmarch. Since we turned from our days of high adventure at Corrin's side to rebuilding this lost land, another year since we left our ruined homes in the folly. Some would say that our fate is to merge with the rebirth of the Ascani people, but our spirit remains strong. While the folly may be derelict and infested with despicable gnolls, Dostanor lies in our hearts. While the Ravenbanner may have left our home to fight one evil, it is not too late to defeat one more and reclaim our birthright. We have routed the splinters of the Green Tide from the borders of Dostanor, but we are not done yet. Onwards. The fields and forest from the Silvermere to the Marhold still smolder with their camps. Defeating the Green Tide is not a simple task of routing an army. They must have no more leaders to rally upon. For years we have battled them and lost many of our men. It is time we end this once and for all. Sons of the Mire. We need to take... After we take these two, which right now we can't. I don't think we'll be able to, but... It's their culture, Corrin. We need 10 cavalry. From this, we can also take land force limit modifier. Okay. Okay. We need some allies who are not... who would make decent allies? Can take that off. Another one. Who would make a decent ally? First of all, let's look at who would ally us. Harabon. And then Royal Marriage, obviously. That will leave us one over. Though our foundations are secure, it is no secret we are an inclusive people that have been even further isolated in the reaches of Ascan. For Ravenmarch to thrive, we must open our courts and our hearts, right all willing, to the nobility of Canor. Let us also restore our somewhat strained reputation with Corvuria, promising them that our continued war against the Green Tide is worth our independence. Yeah. Clergy loyalty. What can I do to get up clergy loyalty? I guess I'll give oversight by the clergy. Well, we should probably improve relations with them. We have Arnon, Ibavar. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. What's our opinion with Corvuria like? Well, we can up that later. Tear, we can improve relations with them too. Oh, there goes our leader. ahead and rival Wex, rival Grombar as well. I'd love to get that. I'll change that out for an improved relations guy. Orcish majority expelled. Okay, that should be all of the orcs in our land. Now we just have some goblins. Sons of the Mire. Before Jurgen of Corveld founded the Ravenbanner, he was known as the leader of eccentric outcasts. The self-proclaimed Lord of Corveld, Jurgen led his band of equally landless nobles throughout Daraven's folly. A tall tale of high adventure, tragedy, and romance was told across the lands of Jurgen's endless struggle against the flame-marked gnolls. But behind every legend is a nugget of truth. Jurgen and his compatriots were extraordinary cavalrymen. Despite dwelling in the cursed swamps, they spared no expense to keep their steeds healthy and strong, and wisely knew when to eschew armor for mobility. After leaving Daraven's folly for a scan, Jurgen and his fellows kept their old habits, sometimes seen as deranged by adventurer captains. Jurgen and his men routed Greentide hosts with charges across terrain once deemed impassable to cavalry. The Sons of the Mire have pledged to hold on to these proud traditions, and many commanding vast influence in the realm. Once humble mire lords mocked by society, they are now beloved heroes. On the other side of the Godshield Pass, our most ancient cousins, the Corribids of the Blackwoods, linger under the oppression of their corrupt Corvurian overlords. People speak of dark terrors in the woods, of vampires and creatures of the night haunting our brethren, and yet the nobility does nothing. We will give the last Corbarids the protection they deserve, for if Corvuria was once the heir to the Corbarid kingdom, it has lost its rights and its claims. The heirs of Dostanor of old lay wait past the Godshield. Last of the Corabids. Having traveled through the narrow pass along the Carvenroord River in the Godshield Mountains, our emissaries find themselves in the dark forested hills of Blackwoods. Once the Vertbird Basin was proudly populated by the Corabarid peoples, until their oppression under Castnor following Daraven's disaster forced them into poverty. By the occupation of the Phoenix Empire in the 11th century, only the Blackwoods remained proudly Corbarid. In these past 4 centuries, they have dwindled even further, with their nobles being replaced by the Elvenized Corvurians and their lands being squandered under oppressive feudal laws. Us Ravenmarchers and Corabarids of the Blackwoods are kindred. Our people are composed primarily of the same Corbarid people, who instead persisted and endured in the mire-soaked folly. So too have we endured hardships under the Corvurian crown and forced into bleak conditions. But now the Corbarids of the Ravenmarch have claimed a verdant land in which we are finally free to prosper. We offer our cousins in Blackwoods hope for the future. We can assure that they find peace in our state, free from Corvurian oppression. But the elders of the Corbarids disagree, having long been disillusioned by generations of hardship. They state that any such proclamation from us would only cause them more suffering. But that should we need it, they may assist us in sabotaging Corvuria within. The day comes to a close and the secret summit with it. We're just going to take that, because we have to have a few spy network on them a few times. Okay, we need them to have how much loyalty? 60 loyalty. Disagreeing advisor. It's alright. Okay, sympathy in the Empire. Who else? might we become friends with? No, Busalor aren't part of the Empire. Lex isn't. I only go with Moonhaven. Nope, Dame's Tier. Birth of a new people. Sure, we'll take it. And we're Ravenmarcher. Yay, new culture. Makes war score against, getting war score against us awful. There goes the Castaneath Patricians. So, no more Castanor. Call with Tear. Okay, and that is the Crimson Deluge. Yay. That will basically devastate our provinces. Our nobles elope with their spouses and raise families between two worlds. The Anbennarians have finally begun to see us as a legitimate state. Our experience aiding Corrin against the Green Tide and our war since then have also earned their favor, with us being a useful shield for the Empire of Anbennar. There are even some who look on us as being more reasonable cousins of the Corvorian. This we must exploit. And we want to take Diplo Rep. No. Oh, looks like Corvoria has embraced Cornite, which is good. So as Ashiende. And we want to outrage countries and subject countries. Light in the darkness. With our new home in South Castanor has become ever more secure, reports from Corvoria have been troubling, perhaps even more than before. The terrors of the night grow bolder each day, hunting both Balderston peasants and Gablane townsfolk, and the guard does nothing. The pleas of the clergy fall flat on the monarch as well, receiving but the empty promises as their temples hall fill with grieving crowds. With rising anger, the townfolk of Glabane have risen behind the Neurotic clergy behind a new movement, the Order of the Ruby Scale, organizing nightly militias to hunt and kill the vampire beasts. Despite the Corvorian Crown's orders to lay down arms, the Order stands alone against this threat. If the king will not do so, we will aid them in their darkest hour. So this gets Gablane. Yeah. And then a midnight. With every passing day, our prestige grows across Canor and beyond. Even the Corvorians have begun to look at us with some admiration, but mostly envy. Still, we are but bumpkins to them, outcasts that are not worthy of their attention. This will not stand. The elite of Corvarian delight in the masquerade, a traditional ball of high nobility. Here the grandest of games of espionage and deceit are played between elegant dances and gallons of wine. It is time for Ravenmarch to dispel their notion of us as poor marshmen. We will attend their most adored party, and they will see us as equal. I'll put on a mask. As King Ravenbanner IV steps into the ballroom wearing a black and white mask that covers the left side of their face, they are greeted by the sight of swirling throngs of garishly dressed ballgoers. A servant wearing a simple red mask hands King Ravenbanner IV a fine glass of Corrin black before swiftly departing, leaving King... This is going to be weird because we have the personal union. Leaving King Ravenbanner IV to serve at the ballroom. Sizing up the ballroom, 3 people catch Ravenbanner IV's eye. Standing on the terrace, a man in a grinning Oni mask swirls his wine alone but for his thoughts. Engaged in conversation, a woman with an ornate bird mask lightly laughs before starting to cross the floor. Near the front of the ballroom, a tall man in a fanged wolf mask cracks a joke, causing the people around him to chuckle before moving on, leaving him alone. Let's go with the grinning Oni mask. Not noticing you at first, the man sips his wine while gazing off at the horizon. After a moment, he glances over, seemingly surprised to see anyone. "Good evening," he says, dropping into a polite bow. "I was just admiring the way the light plays off the rooftops. A pleasure to meet you. Tell me, do you know much about governance? I happen to manage many estates, and keeping them all running smoothly is quite a task. Why, one time, it's clear that he intends to go on for some time." Well, we got it. I believe. Yeah. He is this one. As you spend the evening in conversation, drinking wine, and dancing, Ravenbanner IV cannot help but notice as the masquerade progresses, more and more people seem to be eyeing them. As a servant hands you another glass of Corrin black, a young man with a crimson and gold mask firmly bumps you from behind with their shoulder, almost causing Ravenbanner IV to spill a full glass. "It seems like the entertainment has arrived, everyone," the young man shouts, smirking. Watches the backwater provincials tries to blend in with real nobility. "Tell me, does that far side of the God Shield have civilization, or is it just rabble emulating their betters and pretending they saved the world from something that couldn't even leave us gone? You adventurers who went off to fight, tell me, did they teach you how to use a sword, or did they simply have you punch the orcs?" After the display at the Masquerade Ball, several nobles have spoken about the treatment of Ravenbanner IV at the gala. Some have donated portions of their wealth to the state, while others have offered to assist in other ways. No, we don't need that. A fresh start. We need Picker fork. No, Esker fork. This one needs one, and this one needs some sort of manufactory as well. Put one there. Okay. We need 2 over here. What's our AE looking like? It's not bad. In fact, I'm gonna go dubious spending practices. Guess I'll turn a blind eye. Corrin has chosen us. We want these two provinces from him, plus money. Yeah. I'm gonna bring up the root out corruption. I'm just gonna piece Marhold out as quick as possible. I don't really wanna. I want to get a separate truce with them so I can deal with them later. Oh, that would be... we'll do encourage development. That. Put a few dev points into there too. Traveling minstrel. We'll just take the admin points. And I'm gonna send troops up. Tech are they? Tech 11 as well. Fight there. We'll fight this way. Guess we'll go try and siege down capital of Grombar. Marhold, we're just gonna piece them out. We'll also get a second Corrinite Center of Reformation, which is pretty cool. How many cannons would we need? Need 10 cannons to get maximum bonus. We have yet more to improve. alone. Okay. I believe that's the last, yeah, that's the last South Castanor province that we need that isn't Marhold. Okay, that already has one. Queen Consort Regency. Oh, clicked out for a moment. Sorry about that. And we will take Thorn Formation. What do we need next? Fresh start. You know what, I might have to take this back and do religious ideas. Religious tradition. Turn my army off for a little bit. I can turn this off too. Elven minorities. Alright with elves. And I can build a second manufactory. bit right here. Okay. Oh, I'm at an hour. Didn't notice that until now. I'm going to cut the episode here, and I'm going to play a little bit forwards, and I'll pick up when I have something to do. Have a good day.